about the airbrush, but I think they're a little hard to see. You know, he's working here really close. I think there's some things we can talk about, and if you're aware of some of the things that these things will do, and then I think are a little bigger impact, I don't know, it shows some versatility of the thing. Les likes the side cut. I prefer the top mount. The response between a top fed airbrush and a bottom mount airbrush is a long time. I mean, in the terms of painting, the top feed, the paint is waiting for you to pull that needle back. The other one, you have to treat it a vacuum and draw the paint. So I prefer these. It's a little quicker response. If I try to go for one of these to a siphon mount, it's a little slower process for me. Jenny is offered, she's thrown her firstborn son up to a sacrifice here. And she just, somebody, we're not sure who did, but took your image and did a little background thing.
Yeah, there's somebody on there.
Yeah, they did a Photoshop.
And animals and wildlife.
Yeah, and you enjoyed it, and we're like, hey, how would you handle this, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, I got, that feels about right. Looks like I'm at about,
So did you use your city?
close to 30 pounds.
Scrubber thing with the background?
And I'm just going to try a couple things. This is an experiment. Get the Bombay India inks.
You put your piece into your camera?
And one of the things and it's so quick and easy. And I'm just going to use that straight out of there. And this is as simple as it is. I really suggest doing this. Les didn't do it, and what will happen sometimes, this will get snagged somewhere, and it'll pull the brush out of your hand, and it's susceptible to damage and paint's getting. And it looks cool.
Yeah.
All right. And what I'm going to do is, this is the main thing that I saw when Les was working is these little shields you can get. You can make them yourself. I'm just gonna shield this thing to the point where my freehand skills are going to be tight enough that I can not worry about the background. I mean the foreground.
Use a straight ink or diluted?
Yeah, I just use straight here. I mean, don't ask me about how I often do it because this is the first time doing it.
What do you usually do?
I should know that telling you that.
I noticed you actually shot the photo this time
I'm going to try a couple things here. Let's do that. Just because it's an experiment, let's do it. And normally, I'd have this a little bit, this would be a little more conveniently set up. I'll use the airbrush to dry it a little bit. And that air that's coming through the CO2 is incredibly dry. So you can help it, use it to help dry things. All right, I really see some greens in here, but I want to throw a little bit of brown. Okay. Now so what I'm going to do with that brown. I'm going to come back real quick and clean that up with a fiberglass brush. I didn't bring any water. Thank you.
Changing tapes.
That I shot on there to help just tighten it up a little bit. I could have sprayed it a little tighter. I purposely done a little loose.
What are you using?
The ampersand fiberglass tool, which I never really enjoyed until after watching Charlie's plein air or whiteboard demos. All right, can we go some greens? Okay. Now I might need some help or some advice on getting this green. I'm thinking a little forest green. And I'm just going to find a shape here that kind of gets this really close. Well, yeah, that's good right there.
Is there any reason that you did not prime the brush with the green before you start yellow?
Pardon me?
Is there any reason you didn't prime the brush with the green before you just started on the work?
Oh, I have confidence. I mean, I have 30 years of holding an airbrush. And if there had been a little bit of brown left in there, I just shot brown at it. So if I were going from say black to yellow on a motorcycle tank, I would clean that thing thoroughly. But if I was going from yellow to black, I'd wash it out a little bit and throw the black in there and go. Just think in terms of that. Now, what I did is just kind of found me a spot here that kind of fits that shape. I don't like this green right here so far, but we'll just keep playing with it until we find something we do like. And I can, if I want, I can use this shield to kind of mask the brown that I shot earlier. It'll help define it. What's that green need to be more leaf-like and not like that? Anybody have any suggestions? Lauren?
What color do you have there?
It just says green.
It just says green?
Yeah.
Yes, I would suggest right there.
And John, can you give me a piece of paper as well? Just something, a scrap piece of paper that I can show a couple things on. Please. Just fooling, and you'll be surprised at how quick you figure out what template works. You'll get used to the shapes.
Where do you get templates at?
Bear Air, as in like grizzly bear, bearair.com.
All right, Ron, you ready for my solution? You agree?
Yeah,
You want it more leaf-like, right?
that's right. Set this back out here. We'll just hope that they're compatible.
Did you see the color of it?
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
Leaf green.
I should have known. I knew there was something in there for me.